Good morning, friends. It is morning time, even though it looks like it's nighttime. It is very dark today because we are having a very intense rainstorm that's gonna last over a day. So that's why it looks really dark, but I'm having breakfast and I'm not gonna bore you with this part. And yes, Logan is having his breakfast alongside with me. Don't know how he's timing that, but I wanted to show you the bread that I got to go with my tofu egg salad for breakfast because it seems that I've been switching it up every single time I do one of these videos, so that's the only difference here. This time, I still got bread alone, which I think in the last video I had bread alone. I had the whole wheat sourdough, but this time I got the San Francisco sourdough, so I think the only difference is that this is like white bread. I tried this over the weekend with sandwiches. It was so dang good. So that's the main difference here. This is what it looks like. I'm gonna get this nice and toasty. Oh my gosh, Logan has zoomies. Today is also different than usual because of the rain. I was kind of scared, or we were both scared of, flood problems, because last time it rained like this, we had pretty bad flooding problems in the basement. So Ian is actually working from home today. So if you hear any random noises, if you see him here and there, he's here. And of course, I have my jug of water. I'm actually thinking of getting like actual glasses to drink out of instead of just always drinking out of a jar. If you didn't realize, I am always drinking out of a jar or my water bottle because I don't have any like legit glasses. Oop, toast is finished. Anyway, as I was saying, I do want to get some. I want to get those trendy glasses that have sort of like the lines on the side. Maybe I'll put a picture on the screen to show you what I'm talking about. I just think those are super pretty. I just don't know where to get them. If you have suggestions, let me know in the comments though. All right, this is what the toast looks like. It's very hot, but very nice and toasty, just like how I like it. Now I'm just gonna put my usual on it. Tofu egg salad, if you're new here. I have this in every single one of my videos. I know that's probably a spoiler for my other videos, but this is just my tried and true breakfast. So, and I did mention this in a previous video that I wanted to make my videos a little bit longer because I think right now they're super short. That's not on purpose, it just ends up happening while I'm editing. So I'm going to try my best with this video to make it a little bit longer, tell you about my day and stuff like that, make it a little bit more snazzy. I don't know what's a good word for that, but I'm gonna try my best here. There goes Logan. I think it's going to be a quiet day. I don't have too much going on. I do have one meeting at the end of the day, which is gonna be really fun because it's sort of like a fun meeting on purpose. I meet up with a few people and we talk about a theme each month, and today's theme, or this month's theme, is my theme. I got to pick the theme, and it's about spooky stuff because it's October, of course, and you guys know I love October and I love spooky things. So we're gonna be talking about like scary movies, scary books. The theme that I picked specifically for like the spooky season is haunted houses, so I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The toast has been assembled. It is time for me to eat it. Ian actually left the room so that I can get this shot, so gotta do it. Hello, I'm back. I can't believe how dark it is. I'm gonna make some coffee now. We finished our breakfast and stuff like that. I noticed when I opened up a new bag of coffee that the ground is not right for my espresso machine. So if you didn't know, you need to have different levels of ground for depending on what kind of coffee you're making. And I don't know if you probably can't see this because it's so dark, but this is pretty large ground compared to espresso. Espresso is like the thinnest or the smoothest ground. Espresso ground is basically more like powdery, and this looks like regular coffee. So I have to make drip coffee instead of espresso, long story short. When situations like this happen, I have my French press. So I'm going to make coffee. I think French presses can be a little intimidating. Maybe if I can turn this down so you can see. It's super dark in here. French presses are kind of intimidating just by the whole system and how it looks, but it's actually pretty easy. All you have to do is put in 2 scoops per cup of coffee. So obviously I'm making 2 cups of coffee, one for me, one for Ian. So that's 4 scoops of coffee right at the bottom. Then I just need to boil 2 cups of water here because of course we're making 2 cups of coffee, and I'll show you the process when we get there. Okay, so what you do at this point once your water is boiling, which mine is boiling right now, you just pour a little bit right at the bottom, not all of it. Cover it up and then wait about 30 to 60 seconds. I think 30 seconds is actually good. And what this actually does is bloom the coffee, which makes it taste a lot better, a lot more well-rounded. I don't know if that makes sense. So once it hits 30 seconds, which it has, just uncover this and then we cover once again. I kind of make sure that the hole is not showing so that the heat doesn't escape, and then we're gonna let this sit for 4 minutes exactly. And then once the 4 minutes pass, we can push the top down and our coffee will be brewed. In the meanwhile, I am going to fill up our mugs with a little bit of almond milk, or I think I have macadamia milk, warm it up so that it's not just cold milk, and then have that ready to go. Yes, it is hot. Hello, I have returned. It is lunchtime. I'm really hungry for some reason, and I have leftovers. I'm really excited about it actually, so let me show you what it looks like. So the other day, we decided, well, I didn't decide, Ian decided that he was going to make ramen from scratch, which is such a task. Oh my gosh, Logan's underneath me. It's such a task. I've never done it before, and this doesn't look pretty, but it's essentially like ramen that you get at a restaurant. I'll put a picture of what it actually looked like when we made it the very first day on the screen somewhere. I kind of winged it when it came to the toppings. I don't know if you can see, but we have yuba, which is what Ian specifically wanted from this dish. We have corn, there's some sliced carrots, there's seaweed in here, scallion, I think that's it. But the soup base, I will link in the description box. I used a recipe from Ella Vegan. This broth was so shockingly good. I did not expect it to be as good as it was. It was super flavorful. It had a nice hit of spice, but it wasn't spicy. And the craziest thing to me, as you can see, it's creamy. It's creamy without needing, you know, like animal fat in it or anything like that. You can see from the recipe what makes it creamy. It's basically nut butters and seed butters and stuff like that. I'm very excited to have this, so I'm gonna heat it up right now. Oh, there's also chili oil in this. I'm gonna heat it up and I'm gonna enjoy this. I'm so excited. Okay, let me show you. It's very hot, but I wanna show you just how great this sauce, this creamy vegan ramen broth, clings to the noodle. Can you see that? It doesn't look as glamorous as it did the first time I did this. Here you go. I don't know if you can see it clinging onto the noodle. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. And now that I know that we can make ramen at home and cut out all of the salt that you get when you order it from the restaurant, I'm gonna be wanting this quite often, quite frequently. And I don't know if you've ever had yuba before, but it's basically like the skin of tofu, and this is what it looks like. It looks kind of interesting. What's really great about it is because it has a really fun texture. It's different than tofu. It's not soft. It has a firmness to it that replicates meat. And this came dry, and we just rehydrated it by soaking it in water and then adding it to the soup. But you can get yuba sheets that are already kind of rehydrated or hydrated, and you can prepare it however you want. I'm gonna go eat this and try not to get it all over my face. So you probably noticed that my shirt is different. I'm having a bit of a meeting that has to do with spooky season, like I said before, so I have my Halloween shirt on. I'm gonna prep dinner right now, which is just marinating some jackfruit because I'm going to try and do like a pulled pork quesadilla or toast because I have some, all right, this is confusing. I have tortillas, but I only have enough tortillas for 1 serving. Barbecue pulled pork quesadillas for one thing, and then I'm going to use toast for like a sandwich. So it'll be like a barbecue pulled pork sandwich. That's just how I'm working around the fact that I don't have enough tortillas to make all quesadillas basically. So the jackfruit needs to marinate for a good while, and I want to do that before my meeting starts, so I'm going to do that right now. This canned jackfruit, it is young green jackfruit. I'm going to chop it up so that it looks like pulled pork. And then I have barbecue sauce here. I have this one, I've never tried it before. It says it's a dinosaur barbecue Wango Tango habanero, so it's a little spicy. I'm gonna mix it with what I have left of this, which is from Trader Joe's. It's a cold brew coffee barbecue sauce, which is really good. It doesn't really taste like coffee. Maybe there's like a subtle back note to it, but really good. So I'm gonna marinate this for now, and I'll check back in with you later when it's time to like assemble everything. Here's the current situation. We've got the pulled pork happening. I think it's starting to look really good. I don't know if you can see that little bit of burnt or darkened looking spots, which look delicious. And then over here, we have, like I said, the tortillas that are going to end up being like the pulled pork quesadillas, which I have some Daya cheese. This is the spicy Monterey Jack style shred. Felt like that was perfect for quesadillas. So we've got 2 quesadillas here. Those are going to be for Ian, and then for me, I just have another slice of that San Francisco sourdough, and I put some of that cheese. I loaded it up since it's going to be 1 slice of toast, and then we're just going to fill this up with the pulled pork once it's finished, and then it'll go into the oven so it can bake and get all toasty and delicious. So this is voiceover Sarah coming in once more to let you know that this ended up being really delicious. I couldn't really tell that it was jackfruit. It tasted super flavorful, especially from marinating it for a while. And I also couldn't tell that it was meat, but I mean, what more can you expect from jackfruit? But that ooey gooey cheese was just perfection. I loved it so much. And I had some Hidden Valley vegan ranch on the side. I thought that went well with barbecue sauce, but yeah, dinner was a success. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you stick around, and I'll talk to you in the next video.